Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. Got I guess, I don't really know how I'm gonna structure it, but I guess vlog number 2 here starting. I really like the walking format here, walking, talking, getting my morning steps in, kind of getting it all done at the same time. Just getting used to, all of the logistics behind it, but hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys have got the body moving today. Get some steps in, regulation. But what I have on my brain this morning for my walk, and if it sounds like it's cold out here, it is. I probably should have put another layer on underneath, but you live and you learn. But what I wanted to talk about today is something that I've definitely fallen victim to in the past, and it is not realizing that consistency is king and chasing mastery is the easiest way in the long term to achieve the goals that you're looking for. And I know it's not glamorous, it's not sexy in any way, right? Picking the same movements and doing them until, you don't have as much to gain from them anymore because you've turned over every stone, right? And you've milked it for everything it's worth. So I would like to say, the way I think about it is your gains are going to be killed by a lack of consistency, right? So consistency will always be better than chasing fads or changing programs. Best example, right, is just going to the gym itself. If you go to the gym one day every 2 weeks and you give this extraordinary effort and you need like 2 weeks to recover from it, your body would serve you in the long term better to break down that effort over a few days per week to give your body time to not only recover, but to get the proper stimulus for growth over the long term, because you're leaving gains on the table. And not to mention, proximity to injury is much higher in the instance where you're just going into the gym once every 2 weeks and killing yourself. So I think there's a lot to be said about how difficult consistency is. But I'm here to tell you, as somebody who has slowly, I'm definitely not gonna preach here. I definitely have plenty of things that we're still chasing consistency with. But I have slowly implemented systems and things in my life that have helped me navigate those hardships. So, let me be a living testament and a living example of what consistency can do for you in both ways. I've been as much as, I don't really know how much I weighed at my most, probably somewhere close to 250 if I had to guess. But right now I'm sitting around 205. I went as low as like 180. I had a completely different frame. Now I've put muscle back on. I've put a lot of fat back on, but with muscle gain comes fat gain when you don't bulk the right way. So I have a lot of fat that we're now slowly cutting off in a healthy manner. Calorie restriction, not letting myself suffer, giving myself foods, but tracking everything appropriately, right? So, as we attack this new year and the end of this year, let's not discredit 2025 for everything it still has to give us, right? Still a few weeks here to maximize our time with our loved ones, our coworkers, ourselves, our relationships with the gym and the things around us. So, we're going to attack this uphill really quick and see if we can, not sound like we're unbelievably out of shape. But I've seen what consistency can do for me, and I know what it can do for you. But don't do it all in one day. Don't think that you can get everything done in one day. It's going to be too much. It's not sustainable, right? It's just like if you at my heaviest, at 250 pounds, if I tried to cut 1,000 calories per day, it's not going to be sustainable. I'm going to suffer. I'm going to be miserable. My body is going to reject it in the short term by lack of energy, lack of motivation, short temper, and just an overall, hormone deficiency. I mean, it's going to be all over the place, man. So make sure as you're building in new habits, don't bite off more than you can chew in the short term. So I got people up here ahead of me that I don't necessarily want to make them uncomfortable by seeing a guy with a selfie stick walking through, but we'll see. And back to consistency, right? I'm at a different part of the trail, different cut here, so I'm gonna get better at the editing part. But the thought I wanted to wrap back around to with consistency is, it doesn't matter what your discipline is, runner, lifter, power lifter, bodybuilder, skier, swimmer, I don't care, man. If you're a swimmer and your butterfly sucks, there you go. Program a predominantly butterfly centered program. Run it for 8, 12, 16 weeks, right? Reassess, see where your butterfly is in relation to all of your other movements, and then move on to a weaker link, right? I love the idea of one day stepping on a bodybuilding stage. Who knows if it's ever going to happen to me, but I'm putting the steps in place now, right? So in relation to hypertrophy and bodybuilding, let's say you love an incline dumbbell bicep curl, random movement on the top of my head, right? Program it 8, 12, 16 weeks, reassess, then pick your second favorite bicep movement. Run it for, you guessed it, 8, 12, 16 weeks. Rinse and repeat for your entire body until you die, effectively. That's the idea of progressive overload, is measuring and tracking and being able to be stronger in not only rep scheme and rep count, but incremental weight, right? So it can be weight, it can be reps. To me, I even look at it as range of motion, right? If my range of motion is getting better, but I'm also getting stronger, to me, that's the clearest testament to muscle growth and gains and the definition of hypertrophy. So just, if you have any thoughts on that, leave a comment down there. I don't know how quick I'm going to be at getting these videos out, but I'm hoping I can turn them around decently quick. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys at the gym later for some legs. We are back here at the gym later on, warming up. We got leg day, nothing crazy. Nice stretch, big contraction at the top. All right, nice warm up set. We have a good leg day. I am sure of it. We are always going to be fighting the volume of the music in the gym. But at least at a Planet Fitness, they're not going to use, I don't think they're going to use music that has any trademark worries, so that's good. Not that I'm worried about getting demonetized or anything, but one less thing to have to worry about. 3 sets of extensions here. Got a couple days of rest on me, so I feel good. Try to push some intensity. See what we can do here. Set number 1. Ooh. Lord have mercy. Oh, that feels so good. Getting a pump in the quads is like nothing else. I used to hate it. Now I love it. And I'm really gonna have to get used to, not that I have social anxiety or anything, but you know, part of my creative expression this year, and right now more specifically, is having a tripod set up in the middle of a Planet Fitness, you know, and trying not to worry about what other people may think, you know, still being respectful of surroundings. It's a public gym, so I don't want to encroach on anybody's personal space at the end of the day. But I did try to come a little bit later at night to avoid the rush. I'm also going to try to get better at looking at the camera. I like to look away as I'm thinking a lot, so hopefully audio's good. If not, well, I'll do as much as I can in post-production to fix it, but let's do this. Ooh-wee. Ay, ay, ay. 12 first set, 10 second set, at least 10 on this third set. And then we're gonna hop over to a glute exercise. Then we'll hit hamstrings. And then we're going to hit our squat, which yes, this gym does have a hack squat. So we can hack squat, we can leg press, we could Smith machine squat if we really needed to. But we'll probably hit the hack. Hack is my favorite. Do a sissy squat. What I really like, guys, I haven't really talked about it just because I'm ready to get legs knocked out today, but whenever I'm setting up for my leg extension, I want two things to happen, right? One, I want to be able to hook the pad like a claw, like right above where my foot and my ankle connect, right? Because at the contraction, you want to really be able to point your toes almost behind you. And keeping your toes pointed through the entire rep, it keeps the stimulus on the quads through the entire movement. So I love thinking about my right here. It's really like a hook, like on a back movement, right? Like you use your hand as a hook. So I want to use my feet as a hook. I want to put the seat back as far as I can to where my hips aren't coming up. My butt doesn't want to come up off the seat, because that puts my quads at the most lengthened position that I can get them at. And then after that, it's really just gripping these freaking handles, man, and pulling yourself into this seat as aggressively as you can. But other than those things, I mean, just find a position that's comfortable for you, right? Work through a full range of motion that's comfortable for you, that doesn't have any joint pain involved. So that's a big thing that I've worked through over the last few years, is making sure that I have no joint pain through any of the movements that I do, right? Like if you have a skull crusher is a great example, right? You know, some people get really bad elbow popping with a skull crusher because it just puts a lot of stress on their joints, right? If that's you, There's plenty of other tricep movements that you can pick that are not going to put your joints in a compromising position. So keep that in mind when you're doing exercise selection. Is at the end of the day, whatever can isolate the muscle as close to 100% without putting stress on the other antagonizing muscles or the joints around it, you're really onto something there. So one more set here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. We'll see you on the seated cable deadlift. Whew. You know, I recognize I'm about to out myself a little bit by what I'm about to say, but I had a little bit of a blonde moment. I'm doing seated cable deadlifts here, which I'm excited to potentially introduce somebody new to, even though they look weird. I don't care that they look weird. It's an incredible glute pump. So I was looking at the cable pulley, and I'm doing 140 for these. The highest on the stack is 130. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing the whole stack. Obviously, it's split between the two pulleys. Thought you guys might get a good laugh at me being a little bit of a dummy in the gym tonight. All right, we're literally doing a deadlift, but not locked in. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness gracious. Really gets the glutes and even the top of the hamstrings in a crazy stretch position, man. That was really hard. But that position, or I guess really it's the stability of it, right? And once again, I learned this from Jeff Nippard, so I'm not recreating the wheel or anything here. But for glutes, I always find a hard time getting the proper glute stimulus, or like, I guess it's really the contraction. So knowing that I can feel a really, really good contraction when I'm parallel to the ground, it looks a little weird, whatever, I don't care. The glute pump and the glute stretch is crazy, so try it out. I recommend straps, of course, you know, anything to keep yourself locked in. But keep arms straight, you know, put pressure through your feet. And then, you know, straight legs on the way to the contraction. And on the eccentric, bend through your knees. Because if you keep a straight leg on the eccentric, then you are basically shifting it to a back movement. It's going to be a row at that point. Is that bothering you, brother? Is that bothering you? Always be respectful of your surroundings. All right, second set here. Then we'll move to hamstrings. Oh, that's it for glutes. Let's go to hamstrings. Whew. This segment is indeed going to be a little bit different and mostly music heavy because my microphone stopped working during this segment. So I appreciate you tuning in and enjoy the show. And if you guys will watch really closely here, you will actively see the moment that my soul leaves my body. We are on the hack squat. The hack squat that is set for a dwarf. Good thing for mobility, right? Am I right, fellas? You're gonna bottom this sucker out. I think this hack squat's gonna be able to go pretty low for me, guys. I'm doing sissy squats anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but shout out Eric Janicki for the variation you're about to see me do. We're gonna see what our capacity is here, but pretty heavy relatively. Little bit too heavy with the 10s. So hard, brother. Man. Eric makes those look easy, dog. He makes those look so easy. Brother, they're anything but. They're so hard. And what's insane is this machine, this hack, it can't even really go as far as, like my hips can sink out further. You know, I feel like I have more depth. Which actually, I mean, I don't know the science behind what I'm about to talk about, but the way I feel on a hack squat or any of a squat movement, right, just going parallel, to me, it feels a lot harder to power out of the parallel position than it does going, cheeks to grass, I feel a lot stronger, a lot sturdier when, I am at full depth. So, maybe there's somebody who is going to come across this video that can explain that one to me in the comment section. I would definitely read it. Hear you out. Link me to a study or something, man. I would love to understand. Whatever. One Gym Bros late night leg day rambling. We're gonna give it everything we got. We're gonna go for 6. I don't know if I have 6 in me, to be honest. I think my intrusive thought just made me touch grease. Oh well. At least I just confirmed that they're greasing the machines. Oh man. I'm funny for that one. All right. Last set of leg day here. Ooh. Okay. One less than I wanted, but I don't know if I was getting that 6 on by myself. There's nobody close to come save me, so didn't want to test it. But if you're still here, I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I can do better. I'll see you in the next one.